I'm a single mom of four. My children are 8, 7, 5, and 2. I'm a workaholic, so there's generally not a whole lot of time for anything else besides work and family. But when I do have time, I do like Doctor Who and reading, but mostly Doctor Who. I think that it really has made a huge impact because it made me question my value and how people perceived me per se. Afterwards, I made a lot of life-changing decisions that maybe I wouldn't have made otherwise. I joined the military. I ended a very long-term relationship for reasons that were totally made up. And I just wanted to get away from anything that had anything to do with being here. Yeah, I moved across the world.
How was that?
I loved it. The culture is so much different. I was in Japan, and it really kind of put me at ease. Granted, being on a tropical island would do that, but it was nice being away from everybody and not having anybody kind of looking down on me, not knowing anything. Writing and painting are my two big things. I write anything. Whatever comes to mind, it goes down. I haven't been doing that for long. I started it shortly after everything because I never really thought I was very artistic, so I just kind of messed around with it because it kind of, once I'm painting, I don't think of anything else. I'm just concentrating on the canvas. It really is just kind of a release. I don't have all that stress and anxiety. It's just me and the canvas. I don't have a whole lot of time to paint, but I always find myself writing, even if it's just writing something in the little notes on my phone, especially if I'm having a bad day or a bad moment. I was very self-destructive. And luckily, one of the guys that I had worked with had noticed, and he always made it a point to kind of keep an eye on me. Because after I joined the military, I was kind of set on getting out of the military. And so luckily, he was there to help. I was good at my career. I was very good at my job, and my doctor, he was a colonel at the time, he turned into like a father figure, and him and his wife really took care of me and made sure that they always wanted to make me know that I was loved regardless. They weren't aware of exactly what happened. They knew that I was kind of running away from something, but they didn't know what. They could just kind of see that I was upset and hurting. When it happened, I had, spoke up about it, and it was almost as if it was my fault. And it didn't matter whether it was, family or at the time my long-term boyfriend. It was just, they didn't believe me, or I did it to myself. I put myself in that situation, and anytime they looked at me, I just felt it. I don't know if it was just all in my own head because of what they had all said when I had, brought it up, but that's what it felt like.
What made you want to step up when Jamie started asking people to, come and talk to us? What was kind of the driving force behind that decision?
I kind of saw all the things that he was trying to do, and it was kind of like, it's about time somebody tried to do that. And when he had asked, I thought maybe it was finally time to stand up and say something. I definitely think it's important because I think that you kind of are trying to reach out, whereas other people in all those other places, they're kind of there for people to reach out to them. And that's kind of how I saw it. I think it's helped because it's kind of made me realize that it really wasn't my fault and I didn't do anything wrong. But at the same time, it'll help others to realize that too.
You think your story will help other people realize that? Do you have any idea why somebody might decide that they don't even want to tell friends or family or the police or anyone that they've been hurt in that way?
I think a lot of it has to do with exactly why I left. It's because they felt like they weren't going to be believed or they were going to be ridiculed for it, because somehow it's always our fault. I finally started seeing a counselor, And that was probably the best thing that I ever did. Because the counselor, they weren't there to judge me. They were only there to listen and help. And I think that's probably the best thing that anyone